Abs up.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Initiative Order. Happy Wednesday, and thank you so much for tuning into Fallout Rogue Radio. My name's Nate Ridenauer. I will be your overseer for this journey, and before we dive back into our story, let's go ahead and go around the room and meet our wonderful wastelanders. Once again, starting off with April, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and stiletto DM on Twitter and stiletto_assassin on TikTok. I am playing Ruby Rocket, the very chaotic, fire-loving Ruby Rocket, who is a Protectron. Yeah. Psh. Like flame on. So.
Flame on. Let's go. Let's throw it over to our good buddy, Jake.
Hello, I am Jake, also playing Tanya, the super mutant who likes to overcomplicate and swing at things. You can also find me on Instagram at TheRizzoGP, also on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheRizzoGP. We stream Monday nights, Wednesday nights, the weekends, and we are currently starting our Extra Life charity fundraisers. So we are now full gung-ho on that, and good to be back. Good to be back.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's throw it over to Justin.
Hi guys, I'm Justin, Tales and D and Dreams on Instagram. Write a little bit of poetry, a little bit of stories, and excited to be back.
Super.
I'm playing Zennin Jones tonight, and a little mysterious sniper.
Beautiful. We all love our little mysterious sniper boy. Thank you so much. Let's throw it over to Logan, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Logan, and tonight I will be portraying Doc Hawthorne. Doc, as he'll happily remind you, is just a nickname. I can be found at Logan Bose on Instagram and Akichiwe on Twitter when I bother to be on the tire fire it's become.
Totally fair. I was on Twitter for a week, and then I abandoned ship very, very quickly. And last but certainly not least, rounding us out, Rose, please.
Hi, I'm Rose. That's Ghost Adventures on Twitter and on Twitch. That's Ghost Adventures with a Q, not a G. I'm still not Zach Baggins. I am playing Darby, who is a ghoul's ghoul. She is the Derby-loving ghoul of the group. Former raider, not so former. Yeah, we're getting ready to rumble, I guess.
Excellent, thank you so much. Before we dive headfirst into the game, just a quick little recap of everything that's taken place, because it's been about a month or so since we've all been back together. So, initially you had all kind of met in the city of New Medford, were tasked by Mayor Danny Lade to go out into the wastelands to investigate some rumors of sightings of some vault dwellers who could potentially be out and about. After exiting the city and making your way through the wasteland a little bit, heading up north a few miles, you came across what appeared to be a old family fun center that had been converted into what you best came to the conclusion that it was a raider camp of sorts. After making sure there was nobody around the perimeter, you all kind of got closer, took in a closer look, opening the door and checking out the building itself, seeing that there were a few different traps set up in there, which you were all able to easily enough disarm before much harm was done to all of you. While 4 of you went into the building, Tanya, you decided to stay outside guarding the door, making sure nothing else was coming your way. And luck would have it, an individual did come your way. A human man named Jake, who showed up wearing a very form-fitting light blue jumpsuit emblazoned with a bright yellow 93 on the chest, as well as across the entirety of the back. As he approached, he was scared shitless at the super mutant that was staring him down. And he kind of entered in. You all brought him in to your group to kind of chat with him and just kind of see what was going on. From what you could gather, he really had not a ton of clue of what was happening on the outside world, as it was kind of his first time exiting the vault. From what you could tell, he was very surprised to see an individual like Darby, as well as Tanya, standing there, working beside a couple of other humans. During this conversation, you could see that he was fairly badly injured with some kind of almost looked like some kind of dissolvent chemical maybe, or something was just eating away at his skin and just slowly dissolving him. As he was kind of in pain, Doc, you kind of took it upon yourself to calm him down, ask him about his past and the past holidays with his family. And right as he was starting to get into it, you took away the pain with the last stim pack. Plunging it in very quickly with a clean cut, putting an end to his suffering. And it was at this time, as this was happening, Zennin, you were keeping an eye out on the horizon, and you noticed a group of raiders kind of heading your direction. And our very intelligent group here decided to set a trap of your own, rigging this place to basically set ablaze as soon as you exited out of this area. You set your trap, you got through the back door. As you were leaving, you could hear the raiders almost picking up on your trails. They heard some kind of shuffling going on. However, the second they burst through the door, everything kind of ignited, and as you were all walking away, you just felt this massive earthquake and this loud rumble kind of echoing through the area as you look back and see just this mushroom cloud of smoke going up in the air. Coming to the conclusion that there was probably some kind of nuclear weapon stored somewhere in there that you didn't quite catch, but luckily it worked to your advantage, and you inadvertently nuked the Family Fun Center. And it was
dead.
During this time as well, though, important detail, Doc, off of Jake's remains, you found what looked to be like a massive wrist-type computer, aka a Pip-Boy, which you very promptly took off of this individual, strapping it onto yourself before leaving. And as you were exiting the Pip-Boy, you were kind of scrolling through, checking everything out, and you saw that it was picking up some kind of distress signal coming from fairly close by. It was kind of garbled and broken up, but it was a distress signal left by Vault 93 near Table Rock. And it is here that you are all currently out in the wasteland, heading in that direction. And that is where we'll go ahead and pick up. So as you are all kind of walking through this area, you can still see these smoke clouds kind of slowly dissipating behind you. as you're making your way through the wasteland, heading towards the massive plateau that is Table Rock ahead of you. What would you all like to do?
I think Tanya is just kind of keeping close to probably the dock and just others as well too. Just kind of being very, very just not gonna say wily, but just head always moving. Just then see Doc for a moment, and it's just one of these. Right.
I think I'm gleefully skating backwards behind the rest of the group. Just kind of just enjoying the things that we've collected. Because it's just like after a raid, right? So it's like, post raid celebration, a little bit hyped because we blew up the center. Feels really good. All the extra rads. It's like a nice sunny day for me. So I'm just skating behind everybody, kind of stunting a little bit.
Excellent. Doc, Ruby, or Zennin? Anything from you all?
Doc is following after Tanya, slightly off to the left, rifle in hand, just very careful, very easy, but very cautious.
Sure.
Zennin is a little off to the side, maybe a little bit ahead, and kind of scoping our way out as we go forward, make sure that everything ahead seems all right.
Perfect. Okay. And Ruby, anything from you at this time?
She is just floating along, humming "This Girl Is on Fire."
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Excellent. For those who are keeping an eye on things out on the horizons around you, go ahead and give me a perception survival check, if you would be so kind. And if
I'm
the whole
keeping
group
eyes specifically on the road behind us.
Totally fair.
Survival
2d20.
perception.
All right.
Gotta remember how to play the game.
You're good.
One success.
2d20s, you want to roll below those combined numbers.
One success, just barely.
Okay.
Got two
Are we
successes.
doing individual, or do you want us to do a group test?
For this one, we'll do individual.
Okay.
One
Two
success.
successes.
One there, 2 for Zennin. Okay. Beautiful. Tanya, you had 1. Ruby had 1. Doc for you.
1.
1 as well. Okay. Excellent. As you're all kind of maneuvering along this area, outside of kind of the metallic humming coming from Ruby as she's floating along, and the music that is currently blasting out of Doc's wrist, you hear the wonderful tune of Atom Bomb Baby just blaring from Doc's wrist as you're walking through the wasteland here. You also all do kind of get hit with just ever so briefly this very odd stench floating through the air. Not quite like the burning that you would expect to smell from the explosion that just went off. This has a bit more of like a pungent, almost like rotten eggy type smell as you're maneuvering through the wasteland here. However, looking about, you don't see much. Zennin, however, with your double success, as you're kind of looking ahead of you towards Table Rock, I'm assuming you're kind of using your scope and looking through to look farther out.
Absolutely.
Perfect. You notice that at the base of the hillside that leads up to the large stone plateau, it looks like there is some kind of cave that is carved down into this hillside that goes further into the mountain. Whether it's natural or man-made from this distance, you can't quite tell. But you do see it up ahead.
He kind of calls over his shoulder. There's a cave down there.
Point it out.
I don't know. Kind of look through my scope and then kind of point in the direction.
Doc
Between those two rocks.
Doc will kind of point the Pip-Boy in that direction, see if the signal gets stronger.
You point the pit boy, and the distress signal itself, it does look like the range does seem to shorten a little bit as you're pointing it in that direction.
All right. Looks like we're heading there.
Okay. Everybody following suit?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You continue
Now
to make...
remind me, sorry,
Oh, you're
real
fine.
quick. We had 2 messages that came through the Pit Boy before. One was First Officer Sykes, that there were lights and there was an attack, and so they needed help. And then the second one was a feminine voice that said something about Triple C and then
Cool Cat Corey.
Yes, that
Cool
is
Cat Corey.
that is the DJ of Rogue Radio, which is the actual
I
radio
see.
station playing through Doc's Pit Boy currently.
Gotcha. But
the-
that's not as important.
No, the
as
signal from Officer Sykes is coming from the direction that you are currently heading.
Gotcha. I just wanted to make sure which one it was related to.
You're
Okay,
totally
gotcha.
good. You're totally good.
Cool.
Perfect. Continuing to move along, how close would you all like to get to this opening?
Tanya is leading. I would imagine Tanya's just moving forward.
Just trudging on through like nothing.
Well,
Okay?
like if anybody is like leaning, like slacking back, I just put myself in front.
Okay, perfect.
As we get a little closer, pull Tanya back. Just, Tanya, hold.
What?
Zennin, you want to get a little closer and scout it out? Tanya's not much for finesse most of the time.
You won't miss any fun, Tanya. Yes, I will go ahead.
Zennin will scream real loud if something happens, I'm sure.
Finesse. That's a fish thing, right?
Doc will tell you about it while I'm off. And I'll kind of sling the rifle over the shoulder, pull out the pistol, and work my way around the side of the cave and just around close by.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're doing this as quietly as you can, yes?
Yeah, sticking to any shadows
Okay,
built by
perfect.
the hillside or anything like that.
Excellent. Give me a sneak agility, if you would be so kind, please.
Yes,
Doc
sir.
is-
If something does happen to him, you may just run
Oh.
over.
Remind me, how do I reroll dice? Because that's a natural 20 and a 19, so that's
That is brutal. You
Uh,
can,
I was just about to
You can use a
comment
luck
how
point.
this is a
yeah,
death
you
Okay.
can
sentence.
use a luck point from your group if you'd like.
I think we should.
Yeah, you can use an
happen.
action point to roll another dice or a luck point to re-roll.
I will use my luck point. And is that both or just one dice?
Just one.
Okay. Oh,
You can use 2 luck points to re-roll both of them.
I'm
but-
gonna use both luck points to reroll both of them.
No, okay.
Agility and
Sneak.
sneak. No success.
Okay, no
Oh
worries.
God.
And just,
Did you get
I
a
rolled a
complication?
14. I got a 14 and a 15 again.
oof. And just make sure you deduct those luck points from your luck score. Obviously, they'll
Yes, sir.
regenerate after a long rest, but yes.
Doc is providing overwatch from up top. Does he see how bad the sneak is going?
Oh God, yeah. You can see Zennin as he's trying to look for
It's
the
bad.
shadows, and you just hear the gravel kind of crunching under his feet as he's trying to look for kind of the softer parts of the soil. He's just not finding anything.
I mean, he's making the same amount of noise I would. Should I go over there and assist? We should help.
I was
Should
going to
help?
say yes. Go ahead.
And I just head right towards Zennin. Just
Follow them slowly.
there-
Mine traps. There might be something blowing up.
Are there any signs or vehicles or anything like a parking lot? Is there anything or just like wilderness and cave?
It's basically kind of just an open, natural field type situation that you're standing in. The closest parking lot would be that of the Family Fun Center, which is several hundred feet behind you at this point.
Okay, so no signs or anything like that. No road leading.
From
to
what
this?
you can see, there's no like main roads. There's no discernible like footprints or vehicles nearby.
Okay.
It's the grassy knoll.
I was just making sure that this wasn't like an obvious vault entrance or something, or an obvious government
Totally
facility.
fair. Yeah, there's no neon signs or anything here.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I
Barricade. There's a parking lot.
I will
It says
say,
welcome.
as you're approaching this cave, though, that pungent scent becomes stronger, to the point where it almost just starts to feel like your nostrils are burning and stinging just a touch.
Question for you there, Overseer. Would Tawny know what the smell is?
What does Tanya
Smell like
eat?
rotten flesh.
What does Tanya eat?
When I hear
before?
rotten eggs, first thing I'm thinking of is going to be like, for me, like sulfur and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, does radiation have a smell?
It's your one point of science talking.
This is
You're like, I recognize this chemical.
This is my. I pull out glasses that are like broken and 3 sizes too small. Yep, the science.
as you're kind of sniffing through the air. No, it is not.
Okay. If you're going to give me something, I was going to be like, radiation's back on the menu, boys.
You are familiar with the scent of radiation, especially. You all kind of are now from that mini nuke that just went off behind you. This does not quite smell like the radiation type scent in the air.
Also, no clicky clicky on the thingy, right?
On the Pip-Boy.
On the Pip-Boy, no.
I just go up to Zennin, and I catch up to him and I just say, like, you're louder than me. And just
Figured
stare.
I'd see how it feels. And
Feels good, doesn't it?
a little bit.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
nice knowing to walk in without fear.
Yeah. Or just not knowing what you're walking into at all, period, and just see what happens when you walk in there. Anyway, what do you see in there?
Well, why don't we take a look?
Absolutely.
Kind of peek around.
You peek, I just strut forward, just like move.
Okay. Tanya, since you're kind of just walking into this thing head first, you kind of see that the cave itself appears to go straight forward for probably a good 15-20 feet before it starts to take a turn to the right. And it's kind of where that bend kind of starts. You can see a bit of light kind of illuminating out of that area.
Okay.
And it
Wait,
looks
so like a bend of light or toward the right?
correct, yeah. So if you're looking at the cave,
Okay.
it just goes in straight and then bends to the right. There's no other bends in it. And there's just a bit of light glowing out from that area.
And as if we're moving closer, that smell is getting more and more pungent.
Does it smell flammable? Like if I light a spark up in here, are we all going to go boom? Because I don't have a nose. I can't tell.
Do you not have, like, some sort of carbon monoxide detector or something as a safety feature?
It broke a while back.
Oh.
I had to have that one working at the Red Rocket, but haven't had the right parts to repair it none. But
Fair enough. We could send the cow in.
ooh, yeah, they used to do that with canaries.
Yep,
That was a thing they did back in the day.
exactly.
My name is Tanya.
You'll do.
I would never call you a cow, Tanya. You're beautiful.
Tanya appreciates that.
And then we'll kind of pop around the corner and start following after Tanya. And looking specifically for traps so then he can stop Tanya if they're about to walk into one.
Sure.
Just in case.
Good luck.
Perception survival, if you would.
How about for me?
Yeah, if anybody who's following into this tunnel, you may all certainly look for traps if you
All right,
like.
thank you. You said perception survival, you said?
Yes, please.
2 natural ones, baby.
Excellent.
1 success,
2 successes.
Beautiful. Okay.
and then 2 successes on stealth for Doc.
Perfect. Okay.
Those glasses are paying dividends now.
As you are maneuvering through this area, really keeping an eye in between the dirt and the soil, looking for any type of tripwires that might be just barely visible. You're not seeing anything. However, as you begin to move farther into this tunnel, you start to hear what sounds to be like a very low-pitched, almost primate-type grunt.
Yeah.
Is that you,
Yeah.
Tanya?
That. I look over at him like, well, once, no. And I slowly reach back and I grab my super sledge. Whatever that was, it sounded very large. And Tanya just has a smile across their face. Just. All right.
And as you're smiling and just kind of holding there for a moment, you hear another grunt, this one significantly louder and almost sounding enraged, which is very quickly followed by what sounds like metal just clattering and crashing up ahead.
I turn around. How far is everybody else behind us?
You got Zennin right on you. I believe Doc is
Yeah.
also in there as well. Darby
I'm
and
outside
Ruben.
of the cave.
Okay.
Like, how are you with not talking loud? Like signals with, but not using your voice, like hands and whatnot.
Better than I am with walking quietly.
I'm gonna yell in there. Hey, are y'all making all that ruckus? What's all that racket y'all are doing in there?
Zen will just like throw up his hands at that point. Like,
I think that's a bad
You
idea.
find
I think that was
something
bad.
interesting?
Oh God.
Ruby, shut the f up!
And as you hear
Holler if you need backup.
all of this echoing through the tunnel, the grunts stop momentarily.
Oh, fuck.
Zennin will unsling his rifle and like move to the side of the cave immediately.
Like Tanya will take a few steps back. I'll say then you see Tanya who hammers at the end, takes a few steps back, kind of plants their foot into the mud and the dirt, almost as if like they're ready to just charge.
Doc has
They're
meanwhile
responding.
slung
they're
his
all right?
rifle and drawn his pistol.
You think they're
Dar-
okay? They-
Darby's
they
just
holler
like
back.
turning a different shade of red. Just like Ruby. What a part about being sneaky don't you get?
Why are they
And-
being sneaky?
You don't have any legs. You could just be quiet.
They didn't holler back.
As
They
this is
tell us to be quiet or nothing.
It's like step, and then
Thought they were gonna go check it out.
as this is
They
happening,
better not be looting without us. Swear, if they come out here with full arms. and
Where
they
is your
kick
voice
off,
box? I'm gonna rip that shit out of your neck.
I don't have a neck. And it'd be like it wouldn't be like wouldn't be the first time you try to steal something off me. Anyway, anyhow,
oh my God.
So we're just bickering outside.
and it is just echoing through this
Yeah.
cavern currently. And Tanya, as you kind of stand there near the bend, you can kind of see, like, if you were to look down that bend, the cave continues on and then bends a little bit farther on with more light illuminating. And as this conversation's happening, you begin to see this massive shadow silhouette just following along the wall in front of you. Just slowly stepping. You hear these massive thuds just hitting the soil.
Again, taking another step back, again, just planting, just ready to, just want to make sure I'm looking at that right. Yep. Okay, great. Super.
Nathan is trying to signal get out of the cave,
I know.
and
No,
everyone
you-
else
you-
is just like, "What are you talking about?"
Y'all do what you want. And as this is happening, Zennin and Doc, since you're both kind of in this area too, you see Tanya backing up. You can kind of see the shadow that's forming around them at this point. Tanya looking around the bend, you just see this massive hand kind of come around the corner first and just slam into the wall. The hand itself, 5 fingers, looks fairly humanoid. As this creature takes a step out from around the corner, you now see that this thing stands probably about 8 or 9 feet tall. Its muscles are just shredded. It's just got all these weird gnarled and massive just patches of matted fur all over it. Looking up at its head, it's almost got like a super shaggy, like super long hair hanging down past its shoulders, and just this massive pointed beard coming down. It's got, though it stands looking semi-humanoid, it also looks very much very ape-like, as it just kind of steps through. And as it steps, you are just hit once more with that pungent scent of just nasty rotten eggs and garbage kind of floating in your direction. And as you're kind of staring at this thing, what would you like to do?
Can I see it, Nathan?
I know this thing is currently down around the bend, so you see Tanya
Okay.
kind of standing at the bend, just staring down at something.
Okay. Cool. Not my problem then.
How far away is this?
I would say it's probably about 25, 30 feet in front of you.
In the same zone or is one zone away?
This one will be one zone away.
Cool.
Doc and Zennin, you also now kind of see this creature kind of peering around the corner, staring down Tanya.
Friend or foe?
Are you talking to it?
Doc is drawing a bead, still stealth, very quiet.
Yeah.
Never
Zennin
heard of
would
her.
Also, like, he would take a knee next to it so he could more accurately do his scoping in, and he's scoping in right on its head just in case.
Yeah, and again, my fear plan, like I'm about to sprint out, but I'm not pulling that trigger yet, but just friend, foe, and just stare.
Okay.
Inwardly very proud of Tanya.
And as you're staring at this thing, it just kind of stares at you, and it just starts
Tilt my head.
grunting just more and more rapidly. And you see it just reach down and just pick up just this massive chunk of gravel and rock and just
I
chuck it.
start sprinting right at.
I was
start
about to
sprinting
say,
at it right
as
then
soon as
and
it
there.
reaches for something.
Okay, so it is going to get its throw on you, Tanya, as you are currently sprinting towards it.
Is this some kind of mating ritual? I thought that them super mutants were sterile.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I don't want to think about that right now.
And
I don't want to know what they do.
luckily, Tanya, as you're sprinting, you see this boulder come flying at you, and you're able to just kind of dodge right out of the way of this thing,
Yeah,
getting up on it.
I am still just running out to as fast as I can because I want to know if I can do this, Overseer, because maybe as just like the action, I want to use Pain Train.
Okay. Remind me, pain.
If I'm reading this right, because I got it right here. So I may charge the major action again. If I'm wearing a power armor or if I'm a super mutant.
Sure.
It's movement action. I may not move or sprint in the same turn. When you take this action, move in the reach of an enemy within medium range, and then make a strength athletics test with a difficulty of 2. And if I succeed, the enemy suffers damage equal to the normal unarmed damage, and I'm knocking it prone.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely, certainly may.
So what's the difficulty of 2 mean? Is that like a
2 successes to
Two
be
successes.
so I need
able to.
Ooh.
and it's what's it? Is it
Your strength athletics. Yep.
So I need to roll lower than a 17.
Oh boy.
Oh,
No, that's not.
that's
Oh, fine.
Very difficult. I wish you all the luck.
That is a 15 and a 7. So I'll
Surprisingly, those work. Excellent, excellent. Okay.
oh.
Perfect. So go ahead and give me your damage as well on that.
Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I also have a because I'm on rank 2 with it.
Mm-hmm.
I can add a a d6, and the stun damage effect to the damage inflicted.
Excellent. Okay. Beautiful.
Now, it does say at the GM's discretion, especially certain things. Each time I take this perk, the level requirement increases by 5, which is fine. I'm now capped at, so I don't have to take it no more. But so I'm going to add this. So now it's an unarmed thing. So how would I roll unarmed? Oh, it's right there. Strength unarmed.
There you go.
The thing is like it's like a 4. So I roll like was it 4d6?
46, yes. Plus that extra
Actually,
one
okay.
for the effect.
But, okay, so I'm gonna do 5. Okay. Hope I'm doing this right. Not like we're playing
Sounds
with.
right.
Yeah, not like we're playing with anybody who works in the company or nothing like that. So I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Okay. So when I do get the Pip-Boy, when I get the Pip-Boy face, that's the stun, I think?
It's one and a weapon effect or a effect.
Okay. I got just one regular, just those.
So
Everything
that's
else are
1 point of
misses.
damage there. Okay.
Yeah, and then I got the extra d6 as another Pip-Boy. So,
So it's 3
2 of
points
those
of
and
damage
1.
plus the effects.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Which is pretty much is stunning it and knocking it prone.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. You go charging up towards this creature.
Just this guttural yell, by the way, and I'm just running and dodging the rock and and then just.
What does it look like as you're barreling this thing over? You're charging up on it. You just dodged a rock. You're about to make contact. What's going through Tanya's mind? What's the physical effect that we can see here?
Tanya sees red. Tanya right now is just seeing red, and like as soon as the rock just goes over me, like in that moment with my super sledge, I just kind of swing it back onto my back, and I'm just running both as I can, and then just barreling my shoulder right into like the midsection of this thing as a way of kind of like knocking the wind out of it a little bit in a sense, and then just following it to the ground.
Excellent. And Zennin and Doc, you both have a front row seat as you see Tanya just pile driving this massive ape-like creature down into the soil. Tanya, as you make contact with it, you can feel that its body is just pure muscle. It's almost like you ran straight into the cavern wall. But as you collide with it, it loses its footing and you drive it straight down into the dirt and soil. Zennin and Doc,
Tried.
as the two of you are also in this area, I will give you each an action if you would like to take one as well.
Fire.
Fire away. Okay.
Yeah, and Zennin's
Don't
just
hit
saying,
Tanya.
he tried talking.
Doc's not saying anything. Nobody knows he's here yet.
Let's see,
2 successes for the right arm.
Beautiful. Okay.
and I was aiming for I'm gonna aim for the head, and I don't have extra difficulty for aiming a specific location. And that's gonna be 3 successes.
Damn. Okay. Give me your damage, y'all.
Alright, gotta remember how to do this. Oh my gosh. Been so long. Okay.
7 and 2 effects.
7 and 2 effects. Jeezums. Does your weapon have
Yes.
any effects on it?
I believe so. Let me take a quick look. Vicious.
Vicious. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I have
Let's try that one.
Beautiful.
I have
Beautiful.
Mwah.
6
Beautiful.
and 1 effect, which is piercing 3.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Beautiful sounds like a kind of like medicine, one of those like 50s creams that you would put on.
It fits.
Make
It fits
yourself
Fallout. Beautiful.
glow. Beautiful.
Ask your daughter about Beautiful.
And
Or a
it's at,
Pokemon.
it's
Yeah.
at this point, Ruby and Darby, you hear Tanya grunt, and you hear their footsteps just piling down into the dirt. You hear some kind of struggle going on, followed by a couple gunshots. Actions from you two, as we are going to go ahead and we'll go to the top of initiative at this point. So Doc, you are up the top.
I mean, fire away.
Fire again. Okay.
Everybody knows I'm here now. Here, everyone knows I'm here now. Why not?
Perfect.
I think they're gonna kill it before we get inside. That's fine with me.
Tanya's about to go Brock Sampson on this thing.
1 success on small guns for the torso.
For the torso. Okay. Give me that damage.
Hang on.
You're good.
That's 2, 4, 6. 10 damage with 5 effects.
Fucking A. Okay. And that's vicious on your weapon, correct?
Yep, to the
Okay.
torso.
Perfect. Okay, Tanya, as you are on this thing, just holding it down in the ground, you just feel these bullets just flying by you, somehow missing you and just burying into this creature. However, as you're kind of up front and kind of holding this thing down, you notice that the bullets themselves don't seem to be sinking as deep as you would expect. But they are still making purchase within this creature. And I apologize, Zennin, you actually should have been first, as you have got the higher initiative. So Zennin, go ahead and go for me there.
All good. And just another shot.
Okay.
Aim for the head. Then that's going to be, so that's a natural 1 and a 6.
God.
So that can be
Okay.
4 successes. Is that right? Yeah. So yeah, 4 successes.
Okay, give me that damage.
And it's just going to be 4 damage, no effects.
4 damage, okay. Perfect. Alright. Next up, we've got Darby. You're on deck. What would you like to do?
Is this thing not already dead? Because
Oh no, you still hear the struggles, and you hear what sounds like those guttural, like, ape-like noises are just getting louder and more pissed off coming from this thing.
Cool. Love it. Can I don't know how far away it is from the entrance of the cave. Because I said I was on the outside. So I'll enter, I guess, and then judge how far away I am. Would I be able to get there in one move, or
Not quite.
that
If
be my whole turn?
you could kind of roll up to where Zennin and Doc are currently at, and you can turn and
Okay.
look, and you can see Tanya's got this creature pinned down. You can't quite make it up to be within melee range, but if you have anything you can throw or shoot.
Okay. Probably couldn't reach torso from here though, right? Because Tanya's on top of it. Would I? I don't really want to aim for any other part.
You could certainly try.
Well, I do have center mass, which would allow me to shoot at the torso without increasing the difficulty, but I don't know if that's an option, because Tanya's literally on top of it, right?
Tanya is currently on top of it, yes. So Zennin's been getting his shots off because he's got his scope and making it easier for him
Yeah.
to aim.
Yeah. Well, okay. Which direction are they? Can I shoot it in the nards? I'm just wondering. Which direction are they laying? Is
I
it like
mean-
head first, feet first?
The feet are definitely towards you, and this creature has a little bit of height on Tanya. And so as you're kind of looking down, you see Tanya kind of almost like straddling one leg and just holding this thing, just trying to pin this thing's shoulders down. But you can see that there are two massive, like, human-like feet just kind of sticking up and just kind of struggling to get up and back and forth. So you could
Okay.
probably get a decent shot on, like, the foot or potentially one of the legs if you wanted to
Okay,
give that a try.
I'm gonna shoot Bigfoot in its feet, I guess.
Okay.
And I'll aim for the feet.
Aiming for the-
April, I think I need Modifius to make one of these dice put nards on the slot, please. I need that to be a thing.
It'd be like a 24-sided die. It's like,
Yeah.
You don't want to know what the other ones are. I'm gonna go ahead and... Alright, pipe gun. And then I need to do... What is it? Is it the TN? I'm sorry.
That's going to be your target number for it, yeah. So you roll your 2d20, you want to roll below that target number.
Okay, gotcha. I will use a luck point for that.
Sure.
Can I use 2 luck points?
Yeah, you can use 2 to reroll 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I will do that, because both of those were failures.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's definitely a success and a fail. So that is a 4, which is better than my 11.
That's only
Okay, and
one
then
success, though? Okay.
Yeah, 1 success, and then rate of 2. So I rolled 2d6. Well, you can't even see them.
You can add
Yeah.
those to what the damage is already if you'd like to spend extra.
Okay. Okay, I will do that. Damage is 3. And then I can roll 2 of these, correct?
Your damage is 3 die?
Yeah, it's 3. I don't know.
3 total?
3d6?
3d6 for your...
It says 3, and then it's got the little character.
So 3d6.
3d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll 3d6, yeah.
And then 2 more if you wanted to add 2 more pieces of weapon or ammo, because your fire rate's 2.
Okay,
That's up to you.
gotcha. I will do that. So I've got 2 3s, which I think are good. 1
3s
4.
are blanks.
Oh,
3s
blanks.
and 4s are blanks.
Mhm.
Shit. So I've got a 1 and a 6 as well.
Okay, so that's 2 points of damage plus an effect, which I don't think your weapon has any effects, though.
It doesn't. No.
Okay. So 2 points of
Okay.
damage. Okay.
I'm sorry. I completely
No,
forgot how
you're
to play
totally
this
fine.
game in the
You are
month
totally
we've been
fine.
away.
It's been a month. You're good. Tanya, are you wearing any protection on your torso?
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Do you have any physical
gosh,
damage resistant at all to your torso?
But how do I know if I have that? Or just from the gear?
Yeah, from your gear, if you were wearing
Oh
anything
yeah.
that gives you...
Again, Tanya's not wearing other than just like random road leathers or stuff that they pick up on the thing. There's nothing statistical about it.
So
I
as
do
you've
know
got
I
this
have,
thing, you've got this thing kind of pinned down by the shoulders. You suddenly feel just this really nasty, sharp pain kind of get lodged up underneath your rib cage. And Darby, as you're kind of looking down, you realize you just shot Tanya.
Yeah.
So Tanya, 2 points of damage to you.
Now I have physical resistance, damage resistance on some things. Is a bullet one of them?
It says I have physical. That's the type of damage I'm causing.
So you have physical resistance. What's your physical resistance?
If I'm not mistaken, because of the barbarian trait, I think it's 3. Hang on. Yeah, 3 physical damage resistance because of my
To all
strength.
hit locations? I can't remember.
Let me look. Your physical resistance increases on all hit locations based on my
Excellent.
strength.
Okay, perfect. So you do feel that same sensation as you kind of look down. You see that it looks like some kind of bullet just kind of grazed up your side. You don't take any damage from it, but you kind of just get that stinging sensation
Yep.
for a moment there.
Connie would immediately like knowing where that bullet came from, just this, and then focus right back
Just-
onto.
Gun behind my head, just like what? What?
And with that, we're going to go over to Ruby. You are up.
How far away are they?
Have you
1
gotten?
or 2 zones?
Have you gotten farther in? You were kind of still hanging out by the entryway,
Entrance.
correct? So they would be 2 zones away from you.
Okay. I will use my minor action to move into the next zone. I will use another minor action, spending an action point to move into their zone.
Okay.
So I've moved 2 zones. Used one of our action points. And then I will say, is this some kind of mating ritual? What's going on? Do you say anything? I see this. Y'all are in a scuffle. Do you say anything?
listen, I think Tanya would just be more of as soon as you say that, I just turn and say, "Who fucking shot me?"
Kill now, blame later.
All
And
right.
then I look and then just look right back down at this thing that I have currently pinned down.
Focus
All right.
fire.
Cool. And then with my pincer arm, I've got my sledgehammer.
Of course.
Let
you
me
do.
show you how it's done. And I will
Hit Tanya in the head with a sledgehammer.
it's 2 successes.
Okay. All right.
Torso. And it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points of damage to their torso plus 3 effects, which mine has piercing 1 and puncturing 1. So it's going to ignore 3 points of its armor.
Okay.
So if it has any armor on its torso, it's ignoring 3 points of it.
Perfect. Okay.
7, yeah.
All right.
And
So
then that's it. Yeah.
perfect. So you go over, you see your shot as Tanya's kind of rolling with this creature, bringing down your sledgehammer onto this thing's chest. And it's the same thing. Once your sledgehammer kind of hits down into this creature, where you've seen your sledgehammer just kind of sink and break through rib cages and torsos, it almost just bounces off of this creature. With that, we are over to Tanya.
Oh, like seeing that hammer not bouncing or just bouncing off the chest of this thing, I would believe that, I'm going to let fate decide if Tanya thinks that Tanya can hit it harder with their sledge.
Okay, so Tanya, you're stepping up off of this creature to bring your sledgehammer down on it.
But I was mainly like, I'm letting fate decide like how.
Oh, I got you.
Do this
Okay.
portion of it.
Perfect.
And it's like, because Tanya's either going to get up or Tanya's going to keep a pin and put their knee onto that thing's throat.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm going to get up. Ruby inspired me. And just like immediately just kind of force myself up onto my feet, sledge literally on my back, grab my handle, and then just arc it. And as it's coming down, igniting the what makes the sledge so super, and then drill it as hard as I can. Can I choose where I'm hitting it, or can I?
Yeah, you can certainly aim with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Since you're not using your minor action to move or anything, you can use aim as your minor action.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So I can roll this, or do I declare where I'm aiming this at?
You would
You just
declare
have to
where you're
say.
aiming it. The die is, you would declare it. The die is for if you're just
Okay.
randomly letting fate decide. If you're aiming though with your minor action, you can declare.
I kind of want to aim right for its head.
Do it.
Okay.
Yep, we're aiming for
Kill
the
this
head.
motherfucker.
Maybe.
So this is this is melee weapon plus strength.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Again. All right. That is a 5 and a 2, so that's 2 successes,
Beautimous. Okay.
and it's 6 damage or 6 dice.
66. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, and then I am going to also. Can I do that? I know there's one of the things where I said I can actually use a luck point and make it crit. Which I want to say is the Slayer ability. I could be wrong. Yeah. When I inflict any damage with an unarmed attack or melee weapon, I can spend a luck point to immediately inflict a critical hit, and therefore an injury on the location hit.
Okay.
So I am going to use one of my luck points to make that hit on its head a crit.
Critting this creature on the head. Okay. Beautiful.
Dome piece.
So now 6
gonna be as brain damaged as the rest of us.
So I've gotten inflicted 3 with those, and 2 conditions. By the way, my conditions I have on this I think is breaking, and, and on top of that, because I have the feet big leagues, I also gain the vicious effect too.
Good God. Okay.
It damn well better die. Just saying.
All right. So what was the damage total on that for me?
4 plus the 2 effects.
4 plus the 2 effects. Okay. Perfect.
So 6 damage plus breaking.
Plus
Yep.
vicious.
Well,
Well,
the vicious is the +2 to
Oh,
that.
got it. Okay, thank you.
Because vicious is an extra damage per effect roll.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Oh
Great.
wow, that earlier one was like 50.
It's a
That
little-
was that's killer. Good God.
Vicious is the
Viscous.
best.
That's freaking.
Viscous.
No,
frickin'
viscous is what it
gnarly.
makes them.
I mean, you're not entirely incorrect there.
Yeah.
As you kind of slam your sledgehammer down onto this creature, you see it as it's like trying to start to get back up, and you just ignite that rocket hammer, and it just boom slams its head right back down into the gravel and the soil. And for a moment, it looks extremely dazed and kind of
Jesus
almost
fuck.
looking like it's about to pass out before its eyes widen, and it just screeches this ungodly high-pitched scream echoing through the area as it's going to use its minor action to now stand up. Tanya. And my good buddy, guess who's right in front of it?
Maybe not for long.
Okay.
No, normally you're supposed to stay down. Normally you're not supposed to stand back up.
That's 2 successes for it to hit you. Tanya, oh boy. That's your left leg, buddy.
Oh!
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye, Tanya.
4 points there in 1 moment.
Is this a physical damage? Can I get a little bit of a break of this?
When the DM
It's,
Overseer? Hey, teammate. Is that right?
If it does more than 5 damage after your 3, your leg is broken or you're severely injured.
You are very lucky.
Ow.
It is only 4 points of damage going to your left leg, though.
Is that
Now,
after the damage
is that,
resistance?
yeah.
Yeah,
That is after the damage resistance, yes.
that's good.
So you're okay there. Your leg does not break, but you feel the pressure of this thing. I mean, it's almost like just a pure stone just smashing into your shin as you feel your leg almost want to buckle in and give out, but you hold hardy. You take 4 points of damage still.
All right.
All right, and with that,
After that crack, I'd rather have been shot.
we're back to the top with Zennin.
Get me.
It is your go.
Bye-bye.
seeing what just happened, he's far away. He doesn't do much but shoot, so he's gonna aim right where Tanya hit this thing and take another shot.
Okay, I will say, as you're kind of looking down your scope, you do see that the skin is very much damaged and broken where Tanya's hammer hit, and blood is starting to come out of it, but it just looks more pissed than anything right now.
I'm aiming straight there.
Okay, go for it.
Not much else I can do.
You're good.
2 successes.
Perfect. Give me that damage if you would.
So what did he hit me with?
Just itself.
This-
It just
okay.
went.
Yo.
Okay.
That's great.
It's about to be the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. Let's go.
And then is it just 6s that do effects or 5s and 6s?
5s and 6s do effects.
Okay, so that's 5 damage and 5 effects.
Okay.
Or
well-
sorry, not 5 damage because I get extra 7 damage and 5 effects.
Okay, what is the effect of your weapon?
Piercing 3.
Piercing 3. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. All right, you fire through. Your bullet goes flying right past Tanya, hitting this thing square where Tanya's sledge had hit. You see the bullet kind of begin to pierce into its skull to where it's now got like half the bullet just kind of hanging out of its forehead. It's definitely looking significantly more dazed, but it is still standing. With that, we are on to Doc. It is your go.
What are the rules for blinding in this system?
Good question.
Pocket sand.
What are your thoughts here, Doc? What are you attempting to do here?
Well, I've got 3 more bullets in this clip, and it's got 2 eyes, so that's my thoughts.
Trying to shoot its damn eyes out. Okay.
Yep.
That is interesting. Okay. Go ahead. We'll see if you can hit this thing first, and we'll kind of go from there. It is
Awesome.
going to be a very difficult shot, though, because you're aiming for such small targets with this thing.
I'll take it.
Okay.
1 success.
One
On sneak.
success.
On small guns, not sneak.
On small guns, okay. You take aim at these creatures' eyeballs, and you fire. Unfortunately, because it's kind of dazed, it kind of leans just to the left, just out of ways. Your bullet goes flying past, and you miss.
I do have finesse.
Finesse, okay. Unless you want to use luck points to reroll as well. But remind me, what is finesse?
I can do the first reroll without luck.
Okay, beautiful.
Ooh.
If you want to give me another reroll on that failure,
That's
by all
nice.
means.
That's really good.
I need that.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. And we're going to rewind time just a touch as it does not lean to the left as it stands there and your bullet goes flying through. Give me the damage on it.
All right, give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. That's including the vicious effects.
Okay. So, Doc, as you take aim at this creature's eye, firing your bullet, you see it just go zipping through the air right between Tanya and Ruby, piercing into this creature's skull. What does the bullet effect look like as it pierces through this creature and effectively ends its existence here?
Ooh.
So, it's almost like there's a musical sting in the air, and time seems to slow down as the bullet goes through and just explodes out the back of its head. Or rather, as tough as this thing is, it makes an audible sound on the inside, and then it falls back.
And it kind of, Tanya, you see it as this bullet just goes flying through what you can see is probably the squishiest part of this creature, right through its eye, out. And you see it just kind of stumble backward, almost trying to hold itself up against the wall before it kind of just slumps down, lifeless on the ground before you. And Doc, what does Zennin see as he's standing right next to you? What's Doc's reaction to all this?
Doc looks as if he's done it 100 times before. Just got that grim determination of somebody who's seen the worst in humanity in the worst moments. Basically, Doc looks like a soldier. There's no other way of describing it at that point.
Totally fair. And with that, we are out of combat. As you all stand here for a moment, taking in what just happened, I will say you do not hear any other movement or see any other type of shadows moving around outside of your own.
So that's what was making all that ruckus.
My leg!
Well, first it was you. Then it was this.
I mean,
Ooh.
if you want to get technical,
No, technically, I heard a bunch of ruckus going on in the cave, and I was yelling to make sure that y'all weren't looting and taking stuff without us.
Ruby's right. Her getting us killed almost, that was an accident.
Alright, well. What next? Keep going?
Leg. Hurt. A lot.
Anyone got a stim pack?
A good one, not a knife.
You're not that hurt.
I got one. Yeah, he'll just hand it over for him to use.
Yeah, Tanya would know how to use a stim pack, and Tanya's just going to drill it right into their leg. Just...
Okay, you take that stim pack, drilling it right into that sore spot. And as Tanya is kind of healing up here, and you're all just kind of taking a moment to breathe and relax after what just went down, that's a good time to go ahead and jump to a quick break. So thank you all so much for sticking with us through the first part of this game. Stick around, lots more to come, and we will see you all back here very soon. All the people can just hear us. We're not even up yet. Hi, everybody.
Like, just wait before the screen starts up and just say penis.
I think that came through right as we came up there, buddy.
Yes!
Hello, everybody.
Yes, it did!
Welcome back. Oh, the stuff that happens on the breaks.
Oh yeah, it's right there. It was in the closed
It did,
captions
it
part.
was.
Cool.
Clip it. Somebody clip that.
Jesus
Thanks,
Christ.
Hubnub.
That's gonna win us some internet awards right there. That good dialogue. Anyway, you all currently find yourself in this cavern with this now deceased giant primate type creature that's just slumped over. Tanya receiving a stim pack from Zennin and immediately injecting it into your left leg. And it is definitely just immediate relief as you heal up 4 points off of that. So the cave does continue onward from here. And at this point, as you come around the bend, you can see now that there are man-made lights kind of illuminating, just kind of hanging up on the rock walls, just following this cave at this point.
Odd. Before we go further, I have a question.
Mhm.
How much time would it take to skin this thing?
You want to skin this ape?
I would like to skin this primordial.
Okay. Tell you what.
Tanya needs a few minutes to rest anyway, right? That leg needs to properly heal.
I'm immediately hitting my leg. I've left the stim pack in my thigh. As I do this, it just pops out. Like, oh. All right. Next question. Who shot me?
Bigfoot did it.
Why don't you go ahead, Doc, and give me a survival agility test here, and how well this
Survival agility.
how well this,
Okay.
this roll goes through will determine how long it takes you.
5. Cool.
You're gonna need to get yourself a house.
2 successes.
2 successes, okay. As you're kind of going through and taking your knife to begin to try to start skinning this thing, its flesh is very, very tough. But after a couple tries, you kind of find some softer spots in it to where you can make purges and start pulling this thing apart. I would say it's going to take you still probably a solid half hour, 45 minutes to get this thing fully skinned.
When Doc realizes that, he just looks up and says, "Lunchtime."
Now I want to see what's in the chassis of that thing. It's got some steel metal cages or something that's in the barrel of that sucker.
Tanya
It was
heard
made
lunch.
out of something else.
Are you making a rug? Because
Something like that.
you don't have any place to put a rug, you realize.
You don't know what I got.
You got a cow, and you got a super mutant.
Yep, just me, harmless old Doc, wandering the waste, telling stories. Excuse me while I finish skinning this thing.
And as you're carving through and skinning this creature, you do notice that a lot of the muscle fibers and even some of the bone that's kind of protruding through that you're cutting into, it almost seems to have like a strange mesh kind of woven into the muscle tissue. As you're kind of looking at it, and anybody who's looking at it, you can certainly give me a science intelligence check if you want to try to see.
Oh, it's Tanya's job to shine, baby. Science.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
I have to
I
roll
don't think
5
I have
hours.
any
Oh,
science.
I rolled a natural 1. That's
Ooh.
2 successes.
2 successes for Zennin. Okay.
None.
None?
Good,
Okay.
no.
None.
Okay.
Can I roll medicine?
For this particular, you can tell it's not natural, so your medicine knowledge wouldn't really help you in this situation.
Oh, good. I don't have much of it to begin with.
Perfect, even better. Zennin, as you're kind of like looking at this muscle fiber and kind of like pulling it apart, It's almost like you're pulling out like these metallic strings out from this creature. As you're kind of like holding it up to the light and kind of twisting it in your finger, it almost feels like a super hard, almost like tungsten, but you've never seen anything like this.
Doc, in your medical opinion, this natural?
This thing's tough as hell, but natural? Ah, I don't know what kind of radiation or bad upbringing or swamp magic made this thing, but it ain't natural.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't think I can cook the metal out of that.
So you're saying is if I take this metal and put it underneath my skin, this will help.
I am not saying that. I will not say that. You cannot force me to say that. No, thank you, ma'am.
I'll be willing to give it a go. Let me see that needle there. Let me see if we can put it up under there, your skin, Tanya.
All right.
No.
No.
Nobody
Like,
has
my pincer arm's like.
There's a fresh bullet hole that's right over here. That's the best spot to get it.
Do you give
Tanya,
the
we will
wire?
try to fill you with metal later, I promise.
Darby already tried to do that
Yeah.
earlier with that bullet.
It was Darby.
Oh, was I supposed to keep that a secret?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I walk up to Darby. Just stretch and just like fleshy. I just turn right back around and walk away.
Fleshy? What? What is that supposed to mean?
It makes total sense to Tanya. That's all it needs to know.
I wouldn't worry yourself too much about it. Normally, if she has a problem, she starts swinging immediately.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even get a chance to hit the damn thing.
Now you got a chance to hit the other thing.
I mean, you got a chance. You missed your shot. Simple as that.
Right there in fleshy, and I just kind of I poke where it shot, and I accidentally forget, and I'm pretty accurate, and just finger right into the bullet hole. Just
Oh,
oh, that's weird. That's
sorry.
awkward.
Tanya was critiquing your aim.
Why did
That's
you
what fleshy
smell
meant.
it? It's a bullet!
Tanya likes to smell of gunpowder.
And other things.
Please don't self-cannibalize in my area. I appreciate it.
And it's about at this point, Doc, that you have got this creature skinned.
Ah, damn it. I'm going to need to make some room in my pack. Hang on. Doc will take the skin and the pack, and he'll step, like, off to the side. And he will come back a few minutes later. The skin has clearly been in the pack, but now he is wearing a shiny suit of black armor under his coat.
Well, do we keep going further in, or is your little beeping wrist apparatus going to show us where to go?
Doc will pull it up, bring the screen up, take way too long to... Wait, what is that? No, that knob.
You see
And
Doc
that-
get stuck on like atomic blaster for just a moment on the pit point.
Wait, no, fuck. Ah, crap! Wait, there we go.
Computers. I hate them things.
Hey. Yeah, it's fine.
And
I was never one of the tech boys. We had other people for that.
the signal range itself is becoming a bit stronger within this cave.
Yeah, we're on the right track. Bigfoot must have just taken up residence here.
Nah, I'm gonna take a second look at Bigfoot, and then I'm gonna see if, like, in his claws or in his, like, teeth or something, if he's got any, like, blue fabric. See if any of the vault dwellers came through here and got mauled,
Okay, give me
just in case.
give me a survival perception if you would, Zennin.
All right.
Bigfoot was a vault dweller.
He hulked out.
So, no successes.
Okay, you don't
Just-
see much. You kind of just see kind of the remnants of like muscle fiber and what's left of this creature as Doc has taken its complete outer layer
Yeah, that
off
was-
of it.
Wait, let me double check that it wasn't anything real bad. I got double 19s. That's okay?
It's just a survival check. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not like fighting for your life right now.
What you
just
looking
don't see
for,
much.
Zennin?
Well, we know there's vault dwellers around here. Looking for signs of them.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Double 17s, nope. Sorry, I'm blind as a bat.
We're looking for one now.
The blue people.
Oh. I look back at the corpse. Just
Nah, at this point, that's more pink.
ah. You know what? Can Tanya throw their name in the hat just to see
Certainly.
if I say that resembles blue?
Certainly.
Is
Was it
Tanya colorblind?
perception?
Survival.
Survival.
Then survival. Okay. Oh, okay. Below a 10.
I will say you do not see any signs of blue fabric anywhere.
Natural 20 and a 19, so that's not gonna.
Perfect. Perfect.
Nope.
I'm like, I say I'm gonna look, and I'm still looking at the corpse of Bigfoot.
Alright.
If I recall, that message was saying something about lights, but I don't think it's these lights pointing to the part of the cave that's like lit up, right? You said?
Correct. Yeah, they're kind of like those kind of like those bar lights that are just kind of hanging up along this along the walls of this cavern.
I
Yeah.
don't think it was those, but if there was going to be a vault in here, it's probably in that direction.
Ruby, you want to take the lead on this one?
Why? Scared?
Absolutely terrified. More than that, though, your flamethrower is gonna cook anything ahead of you, and I'd prefer that just be the enemy.
Yeah, that's true. What's up with the shiny metal armor you got under your clothes now?
Not sure what you're talking about.
You always had that.
Pincer
Tink.
trying to poke at it. So
It's-
shiny. Shinier than me.
Tanya flicks it, and it's a pung.
Listen, I wasn't always a harmless old traitor, all right?
Really?
Mhm.
Who would have thought?
I know.
Hey,
Aren't I just sweet?
He's so
Let's
convincing.
go.
No, really, dog. Have you always had that? Or am I just now noticing this?
I have had it. It's been hidden because people who wear this armor aren't thought well of almost anywhere outside of their home. Base.
You're being sneaky. That's wonderful.
Notice that, did you? Off we go.
All right.
You want to
And-
take the rear on this one, Tanya?
Might be a good idea. And then, if anything, I can just huddle myself over all of you, if need be.
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. Continuing forward through this cavern, you move forward, kind of following the natural twists and turns of this place. As this, as kind of the soil beneath your feet, you go on for probably a good 120 feet or so deeper within this cavern before the soil kind of turns to what appears to be like a metal plate of some kind, like just a straight metal walkway. And as you continue to kind of trudge along, you see that kind of opens up into this large cavern. with some like what appears to be some broken desks and metal chairs that have kind of been tossed about in this area. And as you're kind of looking ahead, you can see now that kind of built into the stone wall before you what appears to be almost like a giant gear with the numbers 93 emblazoned onto it. And it is currently rolled off to the left-hand side, leaving nothing more than a giant gear-shaped opening to enter into what appears to be some kind of... It looks very clean, very sterile, like bright white, pristine looking walls and flooring from beyond this portal here.
I found it.
Good job.
For not having a mouth, you sure have a big one.
Tanya tilts their head and says, "That's 36." Is there another vault around here?
I'm pretty sure they just got it upside down right now, Tanya.
Oh, all right. Got it.
God damn it, Tanya.
So stupid.
People are silly.
Right. Okay. 9, 3. Got it. Okay.
Looking around, remembering how the person dealt with Ruby and Darby and Tanya. Zennin, how about you and me take the lead as we walk in?
Maybe if I follow after your step, might be a bit more stealthy.
What if it's full of them Bigfoots?
If it is, then
Then we run. Leave them
Tanya
behind.
gets to keep old Betsy.
You
Hear
only
that,
gotta
Tanya?
outrun
T-bone
one of
steak.
them.
Well, no use sitting and talking here about it.
Doc will walk in
Sure.
carefully,
Should I stay outside?
bring up the rear.
Okay.
And just keep myself back again? Like, hammers is still, sledge is still attached, and I'm not holding it right now. It's just right. Don't want to scare the normals.
All right.
Exactly, just like any other settlement.
Doc, you enter in first, and the first thing you notice is immediately to the left-hand side of you what appears to be almost like a giant metallic desk that appears to have this massive control panel just built into it with all these different switches and screens on it. And as you kind of look at this panel, you can see that there are a bunch of super thick wires running from this panel to what appear to be up the stone wall to some kind of control mechanism for the doorway to the vault itself. And as you're kind of looking at this and you kind of scan the walls, you see emblazoned in bright yellow paint the words Vault Tech. Just and it's very odd as you enter in. The air in here compared to outside feels extremely fresh and clean. And as you're looking around, this first area appears to be in extremely pristine condition. Like nobody's disturbed it since it was built.
I don't like it.
This is
It's
like
quiet.
Zennin kind of slinks in behind. What you see, Doc?
I'm seeing a nice safe area that people left to go wander the wastes. It's very quiet, and that thing was out front. So
I
either
don't trust
nobody's
that.
left, or something nasty's in here, or they're hiding from us, not that they know it's us.
I don't trust it either way.
Oh, absolutely shouldn't. This has trap written all over it.
Also, smells funny in here. different.
It's lacking that good outdoorsy quality.
Kind of looking around the table, look around the kind of peripherals of the room.
The only other thing that you're seeing in this room currently is a single, looks to be like a giant metal doorway that is currently shut. Outside of that, there are no crates, no chairs, nothing else in this area besides the control panel.
All right. Doc will see if he can find a way to open that door.
Okay, you go over to the door, and you see there's very much just a super simple little switch next to it with an arrow up and an arrow down.
Flip the up arrow.
And the door very quickly just slides upwards into the wall. And you see just this very narrow hallway where it's very obvious it's designed to walk single file through. And as you're kind of looking in this hallway, you can see kind of these metallic arms kind of hanging and lining this area. You see about 10 of these arms with some kind of, almost looks like a metallic shower head almost, attached to each one of them.
Well, I don't think Doc's going to know what a decontamination arc is.
You can give me a science intelligence check if you want to.
Can I do that when I don't have any science?
Interesting. Okay.
You can if you have some intelligence.
It would just be
but you
straight
shouldn't have
intelligence.
anything
I'ma
below
try.
a 4.
It'd just be straight intelligence for you.
I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll-
That sounds good. You
I'll
guys
give
do
it
that?
a. I gotta try. Give it a try.
Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
Tanya's gonna be the one
I
to
don't like
recognize
it.
this with their 1 point in science.
Looks like
Come on, Tanya.
It's Tanya's time to shine.
why would you have showers in a hallway?
Oh, I really want this to work so bad.
Kind of communal. Save some water.
Well,
I
maybe.
got one success. I rolled a 5.
Hey.
As you're looking at this, you pause for a moment, and it's almost like you're taken back in time momentarily to another laboratory somewhere. And you have these flashes of memories coming through where you used to walk through these at some point fairly regularly, you get the feeling. And then you kind of just come back to the room.
These are clean machines. You walk through, they clean.
Like turning back around. That's usually what showers do.
Yeah, back in the day, people used to keep themselves squeaky clean, not like nowadays where y'all always covered in dirt and dust and.
Water's precious. Not everywhere has irrigation systems. Even so, Doc will walk forward. Nobody turn a dial if you see it.
And Doc, you walk forward and going through this, and as you pass under each arm, they just let off just kind of this very quick, faint, just buzz and almost click as you're walking through. You make it to the other side, the other doorway slides open.
All right.
Y'all coming along? And Zennin will walk through now too.
Same thing for Zennin.
I'll skate on through.
You slide through. For you, Darby, it's
Fuck.
a bit more painful.
Yeah.
As you are just pure radiation.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, with your
Stings.
skates kind of zooming through, it does sting significantly, but there's no major effects left over from it outside of a bit of uncomfort.
So I get on the other side. I'm just. Why did my arms disappear?
Your arms fell.
Smell like mint.
Ugh.
I would just be immediately looking at Ruby, and I was told to bring up the rear. and gesture for her to go through.
I fly on by.
You just
Car
float on
wash.
through.
Da, 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 da. Copyright strike. Okay, sorry. Then Tanya would saunter through.
And it's similar for you, Tanya, where you get that slight stinking sensation as you're moving through this area, but again, no significant effects from this. But you do make your
Zesty.
way to the other side, and at this point, you're in another very pristine, clean hallway that kind of comes to an end, and you see it split off in two directions. And you see signs kind of painted up on the walls. To the left, you see Overseer's office. It looks to be staircase heading upwards. To the right, you see dwellings/kitchen and a staircase leading down. And directly at the end of the hallway in between these signs is a double metallic door that is currently shut.
When in doubt, go to the top brass. Doc starts heading up the staircase.
Okay, Doc's heading to the Overseer's office.
Zennin is kind of following at this point to provide support, or
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I use the top stoppers of my shoes and walk on my toes so I don't slide down the stairs.
I was going to see how comical it was going to be to watch Darby try to climb stairs wearing roller skates.
It's just the tops. You just use the tops all the
Just
way
the
up.
rubber noses. You've done this
Yep.
before. You're fine.
Yeah. There's stairs at the rink. Just not a marble whatever
There are.
this floor is.
I would watch again. I wait for Ruby to go through, and then just kind of look. I turn around and kind of look down the hall with the dwelling side, but just kind of keeping an eye, make sure nothing is coming this direction, and slowly start climbing the stairs backwards, just keeping an eye on the entrance. But safety first, using the handrail if handrail is available.
Oh, there's no handrail at all. You're
Using
fine,
my
though.
super sledge as a cane.
You're good. You all make your way to the top of the staircase, and the stairs themselves only go up probably about 10 or so feet. And at the top of the stairs is just currently an open archway where one of those doors would be, but this doorway is currently open. Doc, as you're the first one to kind of crest the top of these stairs, you look in and you see just a simple large square room with what looks to be almost like a giant U-shaped desk situated in the center of it that's got all these different screens and controls kind of built into it. You also see what appears to be sitting right in the center of it, some kind of like personal computer sitting there currently. There's also just a leather chair kind of rolled up to that area. Aside from that, there's a few Vault Tech posters kind of littering the walls. But the posters themselves, too, as you're kind of looking at them, it's the same situation where they're in pristine condition. No tears, no rips, no fading whatsoever to them.
Interesting. Still no one.
It is eerily quiet in here.
This place is nice.
Boss, Doc. Is it me or is this really, really clean?
It is. Makes you wonder why someone would leave it. Also, no dust. Someone was here, and recently.
Are there like lockers or drawers or anything anywhere?
Computers, big window.
Not
Start
computer.
There's
Don't care about the computer.
There's the personal computer. As you're kind of looking around, there's no cabinets or drawers or lockers along the walls. But as you're kind of circling around, though, Darby, especially with your background and where you come from, you kind of know where to look for things. You do notice that there is indeed a large floor safe behind the desk, built underneath it.
Well, in that case, if everybody else is occupied doing other things, I'll plop down on my butt and start trying to work on the floor safe.
Okay.
Tanya is just going to stare. It's going to be at the door looking down the stairs.
Sure.
Is there an observatory window?
There's not in this room.
Okay.
Darby, go ahead. Give me a lockpick perception check, if you would.
Heal. Lockpick perception. Here we go. Please, Jesus. Not good enough. I'm gonna do 2 luck points because I got a lot of luck. Let's go. Better. Actually, 2 successes.
Excellent.
Because that's it's 9. Okay, yes. No
Perfect.
criticals, but
That's
2
right, you got 2
successes.
successes. Perfect. So you kind of sit down on your butt and you kind of take out that classic bobby pin and screwdriver and begin jimmying it into the lock. The first attempt, you start to turn it, you feel that bobby pin just wanting to snap before you kind of pull it away before it gets speed to that point. That second attempt, you take a deep breath and start twisting it and turning it in a different way. And you get the lock to begin to slowly twist and turn before you hear that ever so satisfying click of it being undone.
Nice. Yes! I'm a raccoon. I start opening it. Stuff. Give me stuff.
Okay.
It's like one of my favorite mechanics in the game is doing the lockpick stuff.
I know. I could do that all day. Like, I don't care about anything else. That is my favorite. The little...
It's always the first thing I max out, is lockpick. Like,
I was in science. I always did the computer hacking. That was my favorite one.
That's always good, too.
Lockpicking close second.
Darby, you get this safe unlocked. Would you like to open it?
I don't like the way you're asking that.
I just want to know if you're opening it or if you're just unlocking it.
Oh, I don't want to get my face blown off.
Would
But
you
I
like
did
to check
already
it for
unlock
traps?
it. I guess I'll check it for traps.
Okay, give me a survival perception here.
I don't think this is gonna be very good though, because my raccoon brain says open and take. Okay, that's a natural 1,
Perfect.
and then a 15, which is a failure.
That's all right. You got the critical success there. As you begin, you kind of take a moment, your raccoon brain thinking, just pull it open, just do it. But you take a moment to kind of breathe for a moment, slowly pull and look for any type of tripwire or anything. And you are fairly confident that there's nothing that's going to go off if you were to open this.
Okay. Sure, swing it open.
You
Oh.
pull it open.
I die.
And the only thing you see down in there is a folded up piece of paper.
The last thing I wanted to do was read. I will pull it out, unfold the paper.
Okay. And you
What's
just
this?
see a hand scrawled note that says overseer hyphen took it to the surface like you requested. And then another hyphen, it says First Officer Sykes.
Okay.
While everyone is kind of doing their thing, Zennin would kind of wander over to the computer, start like poking at it.
Okay. Go ahead and as you kind of begin to type in to this computer, surprisingly, there's no password on it. It looks like it's already completely open, as if somebody has just been recently looking through this thing. And
Is it like open, like it was just left open, or is it like it was locked but doesn't have password at all?
you can see that it's basically currently turned on the home screen, essentially. So if this thing had a password, somebody would have already bypassed it. And you see kind of a couple different subject lines. One just says Vault Dwellers. One folder says Project Progress. And then the third entry just says kitchen supplies.
Watch that one be the one with the crucial information.
He'll click on the vault dwellers first.
Okay, you click on the vault dwellers, and it just populates just a list of names.
Then I'm gonna kind of scroll through. I'm gonna try to find that Jake that we met earlier.
Okay.
See if
Rest
it had
in peace.
anything about his ailment.
You begin scrolling through, and you do indeed find an individual that says Omel, Jake.
Kind of click further on that one. See if it goes into if it had anything on what happened to him, like if it was something that happened before he left.
You click on it, and
I didn't think so.
It almost opens up like a personal profile of him that just says, Omel, Jacob. It's got his date of birth. It's got job duties as communication specialist. It's got his his vault dwelling number as 13.
Kind of shrugs, goes back a little bit, and then is going to look at that project.
Okay, you click open the project and you see several dates that are currently generated. These dates seem to span back about 5 years ago is the most recent entry on it. And if you click that one open, it says tower completion, almost done. And it says just an entry from First Officer Sykes. Just says Overseer Yost is having me keep an eye on things at the top. Looks like the tower construction is going along smoothly. Should be done within the next few days. Still won't tell us exactly what it's all about, but for whatever reason, he wants this thing constructed as quickly as possible. Seems like he also brought something in from the wasteland he's keeping in the safe. Told me to take it up once the tower construction's complete.
And kind of looking over. Darby, you find it ain't anything. Oh my gosh, my voice just. Oh my gosh.
Tanya would just wants to go and slap him in the back.
Yeah. It's this weird air in here. Darby, find anything in that safe? Said something something was put into it.
Yeah. There was a note. Just a note. Who puts a note in a safe? I don't know. But I'm gonna kill him if I find him.
What's the note say?
Says, Overseer took it to the surface. First Officer Sykes is the person who sent out the alarm in the first place.
Well, and then he'll kind of flip that computer around for people to kind of see, like, well, it is something. Used to be down there.
Not today, though. Not here, not this world. 9.6 billion.
The robots are taking over.
Not a sponsor.
Out of nowhere.
Any of you guys heard of this project before?
Nah.
What was it called again?
Project Progress.
PP.
You get a chuckle from Tanya.
Just being in the wasteland, have we heard about anything like that? Or a big tower? They said it's a big tower.
It is a big tower.
You have not heard of anything.
Okay.
The tower of...
Kind of going through these notes. Was there any, like, coordinates on the tower or anything left? Like to where it is?
As you're digging through, yeah, the tower is being built on top of Table Rock, so straight up from where you are currently at. The vault itself that you're currently in is built into the plateau itself.
My guess then would be they'd have some way to get up straight from the vault.
Makes sense since the mayor said that he only recently saw the vault dwellers. Perhaps they were going up and down without being seen from the outside. But, I mean...
My guess would be it's some kind of radio beacon. Probably the one we're following, actually.
Oh, you know, they used to make towers that made rocket ships. Maybe it's a rocket ship. That would be something, wouldn't it?
You frighten me.
I always wanted to see a rocket ship in real life.
What do you think they took to the surface?
No
I mean,
idea.
I don't think it was
working on
Bigfoot.
something. They've been working on something for 5 years. Dates go back.
One person can't bring a rocket to the surface.
Anything they bring up there, they're going to have to make and transport in bits.
Don't think a rocket would fit in that safe either.
Mini nuke would,
Got a
But
point.
it didn't.
thankfully.
Nah, you got a piece of paper.
I wish Ruby would just torch this thing.
Ooh, maybe it has some kind of secret code on it or something. You ever watch them detective shows where there was like invisible writing? Oh wait, I forgot. TV was a long time ago. Well, they had radio shows, yeah, about detective writing and stuff. Those are still around. Oh,
And books, if you can find them.
yeah. Sometimes if you hold it up to the light, there's invisible writing, or there's invisible ink, or yeah, sometimes if you burn it a little bit.
Well, you're
Actually-
the expert. Or, Doc.
Hold it up to the light. The idea is basically to see if there are any indentations he can make out from what was written on top of it.
See, I knew you were a fan of them detective shows. Pincer.
I never said I wasn't.
Okay, I'll hold it up. Try and check it out.
Look
And
around
then-
for a pencil on the table.
Yeah, if that
Is there a
doesn't work,
pencil?
then a pencil. Just
Nate's like, what the? It's not anticipating any of this.
it's like that's not how that works.
Everybody's so creative.
I will say, y'all can run as many tests on this piece of paper as you want. You're only going to see the message on it.
Cool. We just got permission from the DM to waste the next 5 hours with this piece of paper.
Hand it to Tanya.
Yeah, here you go, Tanya.
Paper airplane.
I just look at it, tilt
Eat
it.
it.
I know some of these words. And then you watch as Tanya just takes the paper and just slams it into their face. Just
Just rips in half.
Oh. Alright. Next thought. There's kitchens, and I'm hungry.
Good point.
yes, sounds great.
Okay.
There's kitchens and metal meat.
You can eat metal.
Hey,
No, but you might be able to.
no, you can't.
Not you. Bigfoot.
Ooh.
We're still calling it that.
And you watch as Tanya just goes downstairs, heads back to the door,
We should find the kitchen quickly.
and goes and grabs the corpse of Bigfoot, slings it over their shoulder, and start happily marching back towards the entrance of the vault.
I'm sure that does not go well with the misters. The just like bacon.
It's like it sounds like bacon is just like putting hydrogen peroxide on an open cut.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
Tanya.
it's
Anyway.
nice and frothy on the other side.
Oh,
Finding the kitchens.
Definitely
Moving
go there.
carefully but quickly.
So you make your way out of the overseer's office and start heading down the next set of stairs, following the sign to say vault dwellings / kitchen. You make your way to the bottom of that staircase, and there's another archway there. This door is currently shut, though, however. But there is a panel next to it.
Knock.
No
Bonk,
response.
bonk, bonk.
It is completely quiet.
Look at the panel.
As you look at the panel, you can see that it almost looks like it has been melted and dissolved in places.
I didn't do that.
Oh. But I think I've got an idea what did. Last thing we saw that melted like that. That Jake fella with the magnificent beard.
Number 13. Don't know if that means anything.
Well, he didn't.
In communications, too.
He wouldn't have done this and then ran off and shot himself.
No, but he was, that's a good point. Look and see if there's any way to open the door.
Yeah, give me a perception survival check if you would.
Points at
2
the
successes.
super mutant.
yeah, I'm rounding the corner with the corpse on my shoulder, going, found a kitchen yet?
Not yet. Working on it.
With your 2 successes, as you're trying
Found
to look
it,
for
but-
anything you might be able to like get a crowbar in or something to try to wedge this thing open, the more you kind of take a peek at this door and look at it, you can see that even the edges of the doorway itself have been completely melted and dissolved, almost where it looks like it's been purposefully sealed.
Oh.
From the outside?
Oh.
Does it say dead inside? Don't enter.
Don't dead.
Don't
Yeah, don't
enter inside.
Enter
Yes.
inside.
Yeah.
But it looks like it was sealed from the outside.
From what you can tell, yeah.
Does it look explodable?
You can certainly try.
Anything is explodable if you try hard enough.
This is true.
So Doc pulls out a frag grenade.
Wait, Doc. Whoa.
Danger,
wait.
danger
Listen.
pineapple.
Why don't we just go to the kitchen first, see what's going on here? Maybe we'll find some dead bodies or something, and that'll explain the situation. Rather
That's
than
what we're
just
trying to
blowing up
head.
this door.
Isn't the kitchen through this door, though?
The kitchen and dwellings are through this door.
Both of them? Oh shit. Well, never mind.
There was a different corridor, right? There was
At
a
the end of the
third.
hallway, there was a double door that is currently pulled down and shut.
Double door. Let's go
That
to
way.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Okay?
Yes.
Sure,
Go-
double door.
Go back up to the stairs.
It's
Put
alright.
the grenade
We'll come
away.
back- We'll come
original
back for
hallway.
your.
And
I'm
you
just
do,
not sure I want to be full of scrap meal.
You do see
I'm
that.
I'm still carrying the corpse of Bigfoot around my shoulder. All right.
Does it still stink as much?
Oh god, yeah. It smells even worse at this point. But that double doorway is there with the panel that looks like it's still functional.
Knock, knock, knock.
No response.
Look at the panel, see if we can make it work.
Yeah, you hit the panel and the doorway slides open. And it looks to be just a large metallic circular platform that appears to be sitting in just this massive chute that goes upwards.
The elevator.
It is a rocket. Shoot.
Does the elevator look like it's here?
Oh yeah, it looks like if you were to step on this panel, it will move.
Does it
No, I
look
don't.
strong enough to hold a rocket?
I mean, the metal and everything around this area, it's pristine. It's aside from that one doorway, everything in here looks to be completely untouched.
If we kind of like glance and look up, is it sealed at the top, or does it look like it goes just out to open air? Like a big
It
old
is
hole in
currently
the ground.
sealed, but if you look up there, though, it almost looks like there's a giant split down the middle of the seal on it, to where it looks like it could potentially split open.
All right. Let's go ahead and head on up. Worst case scenario, I suppose we can start a fire.
Okay. You make your way into this elevator, and it does begin to rumble under your feet and begin to head upwards towards the surface.
Oh, I don't like how he's phrasing this.
And
Especially the fact that also Tanya is in there holding the cords of Bigfoot. We're now in like a very tiny space.
it smells horrendous. Because you are sealed off now. You're basically just in a Campbell soup can with this giant corpse.
You're being compressed.
And as the elevator begins to get closer towards the top, the seal at the top does indeed split open, revealing sunlight and outside air pouring in. And as you're looking up, it almost looks like you're coming up underneath what can be described as like you're underneath the Eiffel Tower, essentially, just this massive metal tower that is just jutting straight up into the sky. And Doc, your signal is just going nuts at this point as you get closer.
Oh,
and
there
closer.
is a lot of radiation here.
You get up to the top.
Oh, no.
Signal,
right,
signal,
radio.
not the rat.
Radio signal, yes. And you see, almost situated directly in front of you, just outside the tower, what appears to be like just this massive metallic desk with what looks to be some kind of just massive fragment of rock sitting right on top of it.
The big desk with a big rock on it?
This isn't the kitchen.
Everything is a kitchen if you try hard enough.
You're
Let's
right.
take a look around.
Okay.
How did we miss this on the way here?
So Doc,
This
you're
is
stepping
true.
off the
This
elevator.
is very true.
All right, everybody hold hands, step off together.
Okay.
We don't want to get lost.
I don't have hands.
Hands or pincers, I'm sorry.
I only got one. Guess I'm
No.
going to be on the end.
Somebody grab the leg of Bigfoot.
Doc
Yeah.
just sighs. Better to get it over with.
You all together
You added the effect.
stepping off the elevator, and that metallic platform just turns into natural rock as you are now standing on what appears to just be this massive, like, flat surface. As you now realize you are standing on top of this just gigantic plateau of stone up here. As you kind of look around in all directions, if you look behind you, you could see you could walk to the edge and look down over the entirety of the Rogue Valley.
Oh, Doc does it immediately. Just
Okay? Anybody following Doc?
Hell no.
I'm going to go over to the control panel.
Okay.
My luck, I'd just roll right over.
Zennin would kind of be moving towards the edge, like following after Doc, but then he'd turn around and look up in the tower.
Okay.
Tanya still is holding on to their food.
Sure. And it's at this point, Zennin, as you kind of step up and you're heading towards Doc, and Doc, you're just getting this beautiful view of what's left of southern Oregon. You can see a lot of the natures begin to kind of regrow and take back over. You see a lot of beautiful greenery and forests beginning to bloom and come to life, and it's a very pleasant sight, especially from your past, and it's something that's very new and almost awe-inspiring. And Zennin, you step up and you see Doc just kind of taking it in. And Zennin,
Doc has the biggest smile.
Zennin, you kind of pause for a moment. You look up towards the tower. And as you're looking up, you almost get like this euphoric feeling to you. As you look and you see that your feet are slowly beginning to get lifted off the ground. And you look at your companion and you can see Doc the same situation, Tanya, Darby, and Ruby.
I swear to God.
You all
It's
begin
not my
to
thruster.
lift up into the air farther and farther, and you try to move. But it's almost like you're stuck. It can only move your head up and down. And as you're looking upward, the clouds kind of break away. And you just see this enormous metallic object floating above you,
It's always the Zennin.
pulling you all up in the air towards it. And the last thing you remember is just this bright flash of blinding light. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's episode. So thank you all
I knew it.
so much for
You
sticking
son of a
with
bitch.
us through this. We will be back here in a couple weeks with episode 4. But before we go, let's go ahead and meet our wonderful crew once more. Plug yourselves, where people can find you, all that fun jazz. We'll go in reverse order this time. Let's start off with Rose, please.
I'm still processing the fact that we fought Bigfoot. Now we're being abducted by aliens.
It's
but
Fallout.
hi, I'm
With
Rose.
Bigfoot.
Fallout. Anything can
we're
happen.
holding
Bigfoot with
Hi.
us.
Please tell me the cow also. The cow is being abducted too.
Betsy is back safe at the town, okay?
Betsy's just watching it all unfold. She just sees you with these little dots moving on the horizon.
But hi, I'm Rose. I've been playing Darby, the Ghoul's Ghoul, Darby. You know, you've seen it. But I go by Ghost Adventures on Twitter and on Twitch. That's Ghost Adventures with a Q, not a G. I am still not Zach Baggins. Check me out there, and you'll see me across the internet.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's throw over to Logan next.
Hello, I've been Logan, and I've been playing Doc Hawthorne. Just a harmless old junk trader all night.
Perfect. Let's go over to Justin next.
Alright, hi guys. I am Justin. I was playing Zennin Jones tonight. Let's see. Yeah, Tales of D and Dreams on Instagram. Also just wanted to say, because I told my friend I would do this, he has a, they just had their D&D podcast. It's Roleplay Inc., ROLL, and they just dropped their first episode, and I told them I would say it, so... Yeah, go listen to that. It's a lot of fun in Pirates and Things.
Yeah, super fantastic cast. DM'd by the fantastic Dollar Store DM. If you don't follow her, amazing crafter, great storyteller. As Justin said, fantastic cast of our friends. Check them out. Give them some love. Thank you so much. Let's throw it over to Jake.
Yeah, it's not just a name other than an old corpse from Ball 15. Hi, I am Jay. I played Tanya, the super mutant, tonight. You can find me on Instagram and primarily on Twitch, twitch.tv/therizogp. We stream Saturday, Sunday mornings, and then Monday and Wednesday evenings. We are in the process of doing our Extra Life Year 4 run this year, and we've got a lot of great incentives, and we're all for the sake of raising money for sick and injured kiddos. So definitely get a chance to jump on over to twitch.tv/therizogp or on instagram.com/therizogp.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, our chaotic little robot, April.
Hi everybody, my name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and TikTok, and stiletto DM on Twitter. I am also the community manager for Modifius, which makes this lovely game that we are playing, and we have a new book coming out called Winter of Adam. It is available for pre-order starting May 4th, as in May the 4th be with you. So very, very easy to remember that date. So yeah, you're going to want to pick it up. So mark your calendar.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Super excited for that. It's going to be freaking killer. As for myself, everybody, I am Nate Ridenauer. I am the overseer for this journey. I am also the regular GM for Symbarum here on the Initiative Order. Our stream schedule's been kind of all over the place. Looking to come back, though, on Sunday, April 23rd at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Season 1 finale of Book 1. So come check it out. Hope to see you there. It's another wonderful, chaotic group of lovely individuals. If you want to follow me personally, I'm on Instagram at nride93, where I post all kinds of nerdy, geeky goodness and all kinds of fun stuff. Aside from that, let's go ahead and talk about our amazing friends and sponsors of the channel super quickly. We've got some amazing individuals who help us help you by giving out some incredible discount codes to get you some discounts and all that good nerdy gear and whatnot. Starting off with Session Zero Clothing. They create some really cool TTRPG inspired streetwear. If you use code ORDER at checkout, you get 15% off your purchase through their store. Next up, we've also got our wonderful friend Will, Arclight Court. He's a regular GM for us. Another really cool TTRPG inspired clothing streetwear type lineup. If you use code TIO15 at checkout, you can get 15% off your purchase through his store. That is Arclight Court. And I apologize, I'm multitasking. I'm also dropping these down in the chat as well. So check that out. You'll be able to get all your discount codes down in there. Next up, we've got our wonderful dice making friends over at Norse Foundry. If you use code TIO15, you get 15% off your purchase through them. Really cool gemstone handmade dice. Then we have our other friends at Mithril Armory, another incredible dice crafter group. If you use code INITIATIVE, you can get 10% off your purchase through their store. And last but certainly not least, another fantastic friend of the channel who has been a GM and player all across the space, our very good friend Taryn, aka Umbral Oculus Dice. If you use code INITIATIVE, you can get 10% off a full set of handmade dice through their store. Their stuff is absolutely incredible. I've got a couple sets myself. They are cursed for game masters, but fantastic for players. So check them out if you want some really pretty math rocks. Aside from that, we have a Discord, which I will drop that down in the chat as well. If you want to come hang out with us, play some community games, put your name out there to be part of some future streams. We've got a couple open calls going on right now. So check that out if you want to come game with us. I think that's everything I've got. We really got to put a reel together or something, some kind of commercial. I don't know. Until next time, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to yourself, and we will see you all in the next adventure. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.